Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As the title of the video suggests, we're going to do a complete clean and refurb on this disgusting original Nintendo and this copy of Mario. When I try to play it, all we get is the flashing flashing red light. Sometimes we get a white screen, sometimes we don't. Can't get it to play at all, so I'm going to show you how to fix that. It's actually pretty easy to do with a little bit of time, and yeah, we'll give it a good cleaning and a good repair, and I'll show you everything about it. But first, let's go over here and I'll show you what it's doing. Okay, here we are. Here it is. No matter what we do, we get that flashing light. Sometimes I can get a flicker over there and it'll show up, and sometimes it won't. No matter what I do, that is what we get. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. I'll see you there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is clean this game. It is something that I suggest you do anyway. I mean, even if you're, even if your games play fine, it doesn't hurt to just go in and give them a good clean from time to time. You know, all you need is a game bit set. I think the games take the smaller game bit. This one right here. It's literally super duper simple. It's 3 screws. Now, I did try another game that I had that was completely, totally clean to see if it would play too. It did not. But I wanted to save Mario as the one that we cleaned on the channel. Looks like somebody had some tape on that. That's okay. Oh, that's why they had the tape on it. Label's coming up a little bit. That's okay. I got this for super cheap. Basically, well, not super cheap. Anyway, I had an old Nighthawk router that I was selling, and a guy offered me a really good trade for it. You really don't need much to clean these. I've got a cup of ISP and some cotton swabs. I use toothbrushes too occasionally to really get in there and get some scrub action going. Maybe you don't have an extra toothbrush. Cotton swab will do. I wouldn't say the reverse is true, because there's a lot of things that the toothbrush just isn't going to get in there and get. I guess you could make it work. I mean, you can make anything work. But really just taking this apart, giving it a good clean on those traces, kind of examine them, give the whole board a nice clean here, let it kind of dry there while we clean up the case a little. And for that, I just use paper towels and more ISP, more times than not. So 91%. Make sure to use 91 at least. That's all I can find in my area. So I just use 91. And I give it a good scrub right through here. Careful around the labels. Let's see, you get a lot of that nasty yellow grime off. Up top here is a little harder to get because it gets really discolored up there. But yeah. It's not a tough process, not really something you got to spend a lot of time on. I'll go back and spend a little bit more time, but I just wanted to kind of go over that with you on the game. So I'm going to get this game back together and we'll start with the Nintendo. Alright, look, I know these videos have been made into the ground, but you know what? This is stuff I enjoy doing, and nobody really explains certain things that I've had to learn the hard way, and I don't want you to learn the hard way. Like if you're going to clean your Nintendo, something nobody mentions, that will come off if you wipe that with ISP. I've got a Nintendo at home, my actual personal Nintendo, it doesn't have that. That is gone. Because I did not know, it's been many, many moons ago, but I did not know that if you wipe that particular part with alcohol, it comes right off. So now I avoid it. But I'm going to go through and clean this thing up real good. And before we even get started. That's how confident I am that what I'm going to do is going to fix it. Well, I'll give that a little bit more attention, you know, off camera. I'm not going to hold you guys up on it. But yeah, let's give it a good little wipe down before we get too far into it. Just wanted to make sure I can get some of that stuff off, like that white paint. Look like house paint. Anyway, all right, now we'll get into the fun part now. Now, something you really want to pay attention to is screw orientation on this system. This doesn't have to come out, but I always take it out anyway. But yeah, pay attention to where your screw orientation is, because it matters on these. It matters a lot. So, yeah. So what you've got here are Phillips, which I forgot all about. Standard Phillips head screws here on the Nintendo, which I don't remember it being that. It's kind of weird that the games would be a game bit, and these are standard Phillips, but this system's never been cracked. You can tell by that pop. So yeah, I guess I'm just misremembering, which happens. So I'm gonna need an extension right here on this one. It's in a weird spot. Alright, well, let me get a bigger Phillips before I strip it. There we go. I don't think these bottom screws matter about orientation. I'm talking about more on the inside, because we're going to have to get pretty far into this to show you what I want to show you. Now, I don't remember if I have to remove the 2 screws on the controller port yet. We'll find out in a minute. Hey, everybody that's watching these videos, man, I really appreciate it. I'm getting more views on these than I thought I would get. You know, just been having fun. So yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. This screw over here is going to give me a problem. I can already tell. But we got it. Why that hole is smaller than the rest, I don't know. But we got it out. Alright. Let's see if the rest will come out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we got one stubborn fella right here. I'm pretty sure he's loose. He's just not coming out. So there he went. There we go. Pop the top. Now, let me set these 6 to the side here. Now, here's where orientation starts to matter, I believe. As you can see, it's pretty gross in here, pretty grimy. And so first things first, when you take this shield off, I'll get right to that. I'm not super worried about the condition of the inside of this console as far as cleaning goes. We're going to get it clean, and I'll do some of that cleaning on camera, but not a lot. You know, but if you guys like that part of the video, let me know, and I can spend more time on it. It's one of my favorite parts, actually. I just think this is relaxing. shield off, place it somewhere out of the way here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this game slot completely out. I'm going to show you how to do that, and we're going to refurbish those pins. Some people replace the pins altogether with aftermarket pins, and I mean, you can do that, but in my experience, aftermarket pins corrode and fail, and you know, I'm not a big fan of doing that, but you know, to each their own. Now, orientation of the screws. You see right here, there's the silver screws in the front right here. Those need to go back in that exact spot. You don't want to put something in the wrong place and puncture a board, or you know, poke it through the bottom of your console, whatever the case may be. Just always pay attention to screw orientation. If you ever get too far into one of these and forget where they go, find a video like this or any other video, or go on iFixit and kind of reverse engineer, you know, reverse watch that type of thing. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to see where they go. There we go. And if you just want to wiggle that on out of there, you can set that to the side now. Okay. So, what is up next? That's right. So up next, we got to pull these two. Right here's one. We'll go through and check all these capacitors too, but you know, you'd be surprised how resilient these old systems are. They just go forever. There's just one pretty common fail point. Alright, so you don't really have to go any further than this. You can get down here and you can take that off, which I guess I will kind of get it out of the way. I'm not going to unplug this connector though, that you have to unplug to completely remove it. I'm just going to get it out of my way long enough to do this. That's all you got to do. Okay, so that might be a problem here. But let's get down a little closer. That might end up being a bit of a problem. We're going to clean that like it's just corrosion and see. Remember how these pins go. So the first thing I'm going to do here is clean this right here really good. Give it a really hearty scrub. That's not a broken trace or anything like that. It's not all the way through. I think it's just a little corrosion. We are going to scrape it off. Give it a bit of a scrape here. Yeah, we're going to get it off. That could be our whole issue right there, but I don't think so, because there's enough connection elsewhere. But as you can see, just a little scrape. We'll get that off in no time. Just gotta be a little careful not to damage the traces, unless you're pretty handy with solder. And then, you know, you can repair the traces. I'm not going to go into that because I can do it, but I'm not confident enough to show someone how to do it. But if you ever want to know how to do it, Tronics Fix is where I learned, and he's the best when it comes to repairing those things. Maybe he's not the best, but you know, he's the best I've seen. Alright, so now I'm just going to clean the other side of this here. It's not really going to be on camera. I guess it could be a little bit, but they look fine on the other side. Super clean. Alright, so you can't see it very good on camera, at least I can't, but we're going to get a little bit of this over here, kind of scrub down. Very dusty and dirty, kind of grimy. I'm going to give the board a little scrub here, just because it's not seen the light of day in 40 years. So we're just going to give it a nice rub with some 91% ISP. We'll make sure we give it plenty of time to dry before we test it again. But all right, I'm gonna set that aside to dry. But that part is taken care of. Now, here's the big deal, the big part, okay? So these pins right here are where your games go in. And what happens is those get flattened, okay? And they stop making a good connection. So what I do is you can take anything. You can take a flathead screwdriver, you can take, little mini screwdrivers, anything like that. But what you want to do, let me find out how I'm going to do this on camera. You can get down in there, get up under it, and bend it up, okay? So these are as bad as I've ever seen. But okay, so as you can see, those are flat. Now I'm going to just get to work on these. I'll come back and show you in a second. You can get down in behind them, all the way in the back a little bit, and really work at them. I got to just find a way to get this particular tool back there. But once I do, we'll fly through it. Alright, so what I'm actually going to use, a very small flathead screwdriver, and then I'll use my pick to get up in there and really get it. Yeah, these are as bad as I've ever seen. I can't even get up underneath them. So let's see if we can do it this way. I don't like doing it this way. We're going to see if we can. And we did. There we go. So I went in from the side and bent them up like that. Let's see if my other tool will do it like that. So we're going to run it right down the side here. Nope. It's going to be a flathead screwdriver for me today. But you see how this pin right here is much taller than it was? That's the goal, okay? And hopefully when you take yours apart, they're not just completely obliterated like this. Alright, I'm going to get a little work done, and I'll be back with the progress report. Alright, I've got a bit of a system now I think is going to work fine. Let's go back in there from the back. And we'll just line them up in a minute. But for now, we're just trying to get them up.
Hey buddy, I don't got my bicycle now.
Sorry about that. Somebody, I do this at my office, and I had somebody just walk in here, which that's what they're supposed to do. But, alright, don't do what I did. I pulled that up a little bit too high. But yeah, you guys get the gist here, right? You just want to get, it's harder to do with what I'm using. This is what I've got on me. I just got this Nintendo today, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to make a video on it. But I'm going to get the rest of these picks. There we go, see? I'm going to get the rest of these pulled up, and I'll come back and show you what to do after that. Alright, so we're back here. So now, I'm going to give these a real good clean, a real good scrub. See how those are all sticking up nice and high now? Now, I will tell you, it's going to make your games fit pretty snug there for a little while. If you do them as high as I did. But I like to do mine a little bit high and then let it settle back down over time. But yeah, I've had one that I did like this, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and we play it pretty regularly. It still works fine. So, all right. What you're gonna do, line that up right there where it goes. You got these pilot holes over here too, so it's really kind of impossible to mess that up. Okay. Now you want to take your other little heat shield here and work it back into place. Now, down there on the bottom, it's a little snug getting in there, but you'll get it. You get it with a little work. You get a little pilot hole here too to see where it goes. Okay. So now we're just going to set this thing right back into place. Hope we don't smash any wires out of the way. We did not. Now this is the time where, you know, if you want to take a little bit of time and get in there and clean it up, you can. I did a little bit, but you know, it's not necessary. You know, a couple spots on the outside here that I've not got yet, so I'll show you. You know, kind of a couple little points where, you know, a lot of people like to get in there and clean it up some. I like to go around this edge here, you know, get some of that grime off. It's been there for, you know, 40 years. While you've got it apart, you might as well. But, you know, the main thing that I would warn you about is just be careful with that flap. You don't really see anybody talking about that. You know, that if you do it and you try to clean that, you're going to ruin your system. And it doesn't ruin it or anything like that for real, but, you know, it is pretty annoying not having that. Alright, so this is back in place now. Okay. Put this fella back where he goes. It's a lot easier if you just pull that up here and do it. I don't always do that. Alright, so it's pretty easy to mess this up too, where this thing kind of gets hung up. So just be careful, make sure you line it up properly. Take your time right here, of course. Okay. Alright, so you're in place, So what I like to do is the first thing I'll do is put the 2 silver screws where they go while I'm thinking about it. You know, if you don't want to get in the zone here, accidentally put them somewhere they don't go. First time I took one of these apart was probably 25, 30 years ago when I was much, much younger. And I paid much less attention than I do now. And, you know, I've ruined my fair share. Also, in my younger years, I used to get paid to clean out, you know, fire damaged places and things like that. And there was a mobile home, a fire damaged mobile home that burned completely down to the ground and sat out for 2 or 3 years waiting on insurance and all this other stuff, probate, because I think someone passed away inside, all the things like that. And we were just paid to haul it away. We were told if we found anything, we could keep it because it had then been paid for and everything expired. I found a Super Nintendo and a regular Nintendo in that, and I'm happy to report that after cleaning up the points on that, the connections, you know, just on the outside, didn't even take it apart, just on the outside, the plugs and things like that, cleaned those up where they made a better connection. And my buddy is still playing those to this day, and that has been, you know, close to 20 years ago. And I know he never took them apart. We wiped down the outside a little bit, and that was it. So yeah, just put your screws back in, make sure you're doing those right where they go. But most of these screws are the same except for those 2, you know. You just really want to pay attention to those 2. Don't forget about these 2 back here by your AV slot and your power and all that. can be a little daunting getting them all back together. I don't always like to go back in easy. Some of them do, some of them don't. But try to make sure you get them all back in, you know. Alright, you've seen enough. I'll come back when it's all together. Okay, moment of truth here. What in the world? Sorry. Of course it's going to do that. Why wouldn't it? These pins are super, super tight. And that's my fault. But, there we go. We got it now. Anyway, you got to work these pins in. I pulled mine out pretty tight. But once you work those in a few times, it's going to work like it's nothing. That's it. That's how you refurbish one of these. I'd love to say that was first try, but it really wasn't. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked the video. If you did, please consider subscribing. It'd help a lot. Alright. Have a good day. Bye.